Stream. Ah! How you doing? How you doing? So how is everybody? Let's talk around, I guess. Oh man, I had an interesting conversation on uh on Facebook Messenger. But I'm always doing this by ear. Okay, I'm always playing this. Keeping it real. I want to talk about some things. You know, I'm a Christian. I do believe we're living in the end times. Trying to get myself right with God. Yeah. So, you know how that is. All right, we got some people here. We went downstairs and I'm doing okay. Uh, you know, I'm the type of guy that doesn't usually watch horror movies. Not in years. I don't watch too many horror movies because they're so negative. And I don't like negative films as much as I did before when I was, like, let's say, younger. Um, I used to watch a lot of, like, those VHS horror movies when I was a kid, including the slasher films. I found out I didn't really like the slasher films as much as I liked the creature features. No, I don't play a lot of video games. Robust. I'm a movie guy. That being said, I I saw some great reviews of this particular horror genre, and it takes place. The first film takes place in the '70s, a little bit before my time. To be honest with you. Amen, Putty Cat. God bless him. So I actually got this because I saw a breakdown of this movie, Black Phone. Um, it was very interesting. It's not woke in any sense of the word. I mean, you have a character that's a creepo. I mean, wearing a very interesting mask that's evil. How you doing, Lindsay? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, Ramsey? How you doing, Emily? All right, we'll talk about some Black Phone is interesting to me. I saw a breakdown of this movie about how similar he is to Jeffrey Epstein. So thought I would just get it just for the educational. See what kind of messages Hollywood is putting out. It wasn't bad. To be honest with you, it wasn't like modern movies where it's actually it was kind of good. It was a horror version of some of the more like uplifting films I used to watch in the '80s. Man, but nothing much, Lindsay, nothing much. I did watch the second. I bought the both films and the two parts, the two pack. So yeah, I bought both of them. Yeah. Now it's no secret that I love my physical media. Um, Hello, Nick. Yeah, I thought that myself too when it first came out. I didn't see myself watching that movie because I don't watch too many horror films much anymore. I do like some. And I don't. Oh, Putty Cat. Grid. Well, Grid Man. I think it's time for you to go. You want to get rude? I don't like rap, Carly. I don't like modern music. Hello, Squirm. Hello, Oakley. No, I don't like rap, okay? I've been known to sing karaoke, but I'm not in the mood for that right now. Thank you, Strikers. I've nothing personal. I just don't consider it music. I listen to rock. I listen to country. I listen to the '80s new wave. You know. Nah, I don't sing that crap. I don't like modern music, Green. Yeah, this is it's actually not a bad movie. It's not a movie I'm going to watch all the time. Not really. And it was nice to see the grabber, the grabber character get it in the end. Don't want to spoil it for you, but that grabber character got it really bad. And in the first movie, and he deserved it. I think he deserved every bit of it. He was a piece of crap, garbage. You know what I mean? You know the things he did in that movie. Yeah, he deserved a lot worse, in my opinion. You know. I listened to a few songs from Ozzy, but I'll explain you this. A lot of the music I listen to come from the '80s and the '90s. I like the grunge era music. I like the '80s glam rock. I also like the '80s new wave. Some country. Um, Alamo City. I think it's time for you to go, jackass. I think it's time for you to go. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not feeling it because I got allergies right now, and I got strep throat, and I'm not feeling it. I never have a favorite, Sophia. I always have a top 10. I love I guess I will say this. 80s B movies, indie films, certain indie films. I mean, I've seen some good ones. Most are pretty bad. I like a lot of older films, particularly ones from the '80s and '90s. Stuff like that. I know, Jimmy. If it's a girl, yeah. I like some of the songs from AC/DC. I used to laugh. I used to laugh my butt off at their song "Balls," "Big Balls." That's hilarious. I used to laugh. That was a song that me and my friends used to laugh at a lot. Used to get a joke out of that one. No, mm, not seen him. Loco Cole. Haven't seen him, Cole. Yes, we all have our little personality quirks. I get that for my grandmother. So Well, you know what? Topic hasn't been too defined. I'll tell you this way. You know, okay. You know what I'll do? I'll tell some stories. Some recently. As you know, I've been away from YouTube because I haven't been able to do the stuff I like, the content, to generate the content I like here on YouTube as much. And there's a reason for that. It's because the new firearms policy is insane. Even though I don't showcase firearms, I showcase less than lethal launchers, air guns, crossbows, stuff like that, and primitive weaponry. I still get shit shit on by the algorithm. So I hear you, Benny. But if you want to see my content now, I'm going to tell you the best place to go would be Instagram. That's where I can be uncensored, and I'm starting to grow an audience there, and that's what's been going on. You know, uh, I had to because the way YouTube has been acting lately. I mean, Google has been they've been going after me hard, and I haven't even been a firearms guy. At least not by legal definition. I mean, I just do air guns and less lethal launchers and stuff like that. It's like, but they've been going after me hard. I did a live stream a little while back. I got a firearm strike for a live stream that had no launchers in it, nothing that looked like a firearm in it. And all I was talking about is like for the importance of force multipliers and needing to defend yourself. And all of a sudden, I get a firearm strike. I'm like, then I looked at the new firearms policy. Oh, it's worse than last time. It's like, oh damn, I might have to leave, and I did. All right. That being said, I've had, and of course, when I was on Instagram, no, I'm a Christian. Christian. No, I wouldn't. No, no, no. And then, all right. So another thing was interesting to me is I was able to talk to on Facebook and Instagram some baby boomers. I know a few boomers, don't get me wrong, but I talked to one, and this was an interesting conversation I had. A baby, how you doing, Fred? Anyway, had an interesting conversation with a baby boomer. And this was interesting in the sense that I was talking to him, and I was telling him that I really don't support feminism, right? And I don't support feminism for many reasons, because I'm a Christian, because I believe in traditional gender roles. I think the current situation we're in doesn't work. And I've studied feminism, the history of it, where it comes from. It comes from witchcraft, Satanism. It comes from and it comes from communism. So yeah. And a lot of things we're told to believe in the schools and the television that feminism was a good thing. It was all about equality and sunshine and rainbows was a lie. And I propositioned and said, what if you were, and he was giving me the same lines, the same kind of propaganda, feminist propaganda that was taught in schools and television, this boomer. And I try to, I was trying to be nice about it. It's like, what if, it's like, what if, everything you've been told about feminism was a lie? Because a lot of things we're not told about history. You have to question everything, and I found the real history of the suffrage movement the feminist movement. I saw the real history of it. It's rooted in occultism and communism. It was designed to break up the family. Sure, Poon. Sabrina, how you doing? How you doing? So yeah, I was having this conversation with this boomer, right? He was giving me these feminist talking points that I knew that was forced down my throat in school, and then I gave him some information, like, about how feminism roots lies in communism. It lies in breaking up the family. It has an occult root within witchcraft, and black magic. At that point, he said he wouldn't want. He just shut down. He wouldn't want to talk to me after that about this topic, And I could see that, he just shut down. And a lot of boomers will do that. That they're so programmed that maybe having to see maybe what they believe in was not good. Yes, leave the thumbs up, give me support. So yeah. So yeah, it was interesting how different the generations are, because you talk to a Gen Z guy, right? Like a Gen Z guy about feminism, more than likely he's gonna agree with me on a lot of points. Oh yeah? Dude, I'm a Christian, man. I don't want your money if it's satanic, okay? I don't want your money if it's satanic, dude. You know? You forget this is a Christian channel, okay? I don't want to ever hear that shit again. You better be praising the Lord Jesus Christ. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was interesting to me that how different our generations are. Another thing that happened to me on Instagram that really changed my perspective on something. When I was 13, I used to watch the '90s Flash TV show. It was starring John Wesley Shipp as the Flash. You know that Scarlet Speedster, the one who can run really fast in the red suit. Yeah, there was a '90s version of that. Flirting with blasphemy, aren't we? Anyway, cool, Fred. Your lady's probably got a fine lady, but I was just okay. I was watching a reel on Instagram about Hillary Clinton, seeing her testimony about the Epstein situation. So yeah, about the Epstein situation. And there was blue check marked John Wesley Shipp. And for those who don't know, if basically John Wesley Shipp is, for my generation, when I was growing up, he is my generation's Adam West. You know what I mean? My generation's Adam West, because he was one of the first Flash on television, live action Flash. He was one. John Wesley Shipp was the first live action Flash. You know what I mean? The one that could really run fast. So what happened was is that I know. So he was the first. And the thing is, he left a comment in support of Hillary Clinton. A woman that has done evil things. If you look her up, I mean, if you really look into Hillary Clinton, I mean, she is one evil woman. She is. I mean, whoa, she is evil. I mean, whoa. I mean, you look into her eyes, there's nothing but pure evil there. Nothing. She's like the Wicked Witch of the West, except a lot worse. Demonically possessed. Absolutely not. I don't support poop shooters. I'm a Christian. You see this American flag behind me? So John Wesley Shipp left a comment saying that he supported Hillary Clinton. Well, and that was very sad for me because I grew up watching the Flash TV series from the '90s, and and the thing is that he showed his true colors. And this is the point you want to say: you don't meet your heroes. You don't want to meet your heroes. You know what I mean? Childhood's over. I used to like what the Flash stood for. Yes, when I was a kid, I liked superheroes. Yeah, I did. Um, just like any other kid back then, people liked superheroes, Batman, and when the Flash is secondary favorite to Batman, by the way, when it comes to DC. But yeah, that's blasphemy, Shay, and I think you can go. Goodbye, Shay. I don't. There's no blasphemy on this channel. No. Oh no, she did not. Oh man, Oprah. Now that woman. Oh, I tell you what. I've never. That woman always gave me the creeps. She's up there. That this. I don't know what it was, but that woman gave me the creeps even back in the '90s and '80s. I mean, and then I knew I actually talked to someone who met her, and she is a not a nice person in real life. I'm gonna tell you, and that whole like sophisticated voice she has on camera, it's not a real voice. She is ghetto as everything you can think of. She talks so ghetto off camera. You'd be surprised. And she's mean. I yeah. Well, the thing is, my a good friend, a character actually called her out in a TV episode of Married with Children through comedy. I mean, here's my perspective, okay? You're mentally ill, and I don't want to be around crazy people, okay? Okay, I have my own problems to deal with, but I'm not delusional. I'm not under the delusion that I was born that I am another that I am was born in the wrong body. You know? Yeah. Did you not hear what I was saying? I don't like rap and hip hop. Did you not listen? I like some baddies now sometimes. The point is here is that, I used to like John Wesley Shipp. I used to like the '90s Flash TV show. I can't say I like it no more. And but that's what they say. You don't meet your heroes. If you meet your heroes, you're always going to get disappointed. I've listened to a few songs from that genre. I'm not a real big fan of that band, to be honest with you. I'm more of a fan of the '90s grunge bands. Like Alice in Chains is one of my favorite bands, to be honest with you. And well, as long as they believe in God, Lou, and they have good values, they're okay. Um, when it comes to Black Americans, there's actually a black guy I follow on Instagram I really like called I think it's Andre Williams is his name. Yeah, Andre Williams. I like his commentary on things. Oh, I think it's the best. Matter. I think it's the best. 80s music was very upbeat. Um, is very badass. How do you know he isn't, femboy? How do you know he isn't? If that's true, what you're doing is going to send you to hell. Sure. Seems like a civilized guy. I'd even have an interview with the guy. Thank you, Matter. I used to be that femboy. Used to be an agnostic, but I changed. There were situations in my life that made me change, that led me to faith. So I used to be where you are. Anyway, all right, we got 12 likes. Oh! See, this is less. This is what this country needs less of. Is basically effeminate men. Oh, namby-pamby men who act like gay boys. No, we don't need that shit no more. If you don't like this country, get the hell out. You don't like capitalism? Move to North Korea, I say. Thank you, Warlord. God bless you. Been there, done that. Fine, gentlemen. You you never been to a barbecue before? You never had no beef ribs? Yeah, you ain't a man. Get your man card out of here. Don't have a sister, Borglum. So I don't know what the hell you talking about. Hey, I don't have no sister that I know of. I'll figure that one out, Putty Cat. I'm doing well with this stream. But something, like I said before, it is what it is, and it's going to be a lot more. Well, thank you, John. But like I said, there's a lot of things that have happened. Like I said, a lot of my content has been moved to Instagram and Facebook for obvious reasons. Because censorship, well, there's very little censorship on Instagram and Facebook currently. At least not of my content. I mean, like less than lethal launchers and stuff like that. They don't care as long as you make the money. It's just like, that's why I'm there. Really? Do you know what my family tree is? A lot of people who served in war, a lot of people who deleted a lot of people, and a lot of people who've been in a lot of fistfights. You don't know my family tree, buddy. My family tree is full of warriors. My family tree is full of people that spilled blood, you know, through the centuries. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad, John. Look, I'm getting older, okay? And, I think a friend of mine said, concentrate on things you can control. I can't control what my government does, okay? They're making decisions that may affect me, but I got to live with. You know what I mean? Sadly, it's like, and and there's not much I can do, not much you can do. You don't want to be a part of this system? Maybe you should go out and start a private community in the wilderness where you can make your own rules. Start a little private community in the wilderness. A lot of people think that you can that the system fears us going out and protesting and putting up signs and speaking out. No, that's not what they fear, man. That the system doesn't fear that at all. They can handle that. But one thing I've learned from recent history is that the one thing the system fears the most is not us rebelling. No. It's not us going to protest. No, no, no. No, no, no. What they fear is you getting together with a bunch of other people, putting your money together, buying some land in the wilderness, and starting private communities that they don't control. They don't control those communities, so that's what they really fear the most. So if you really want to say, screw the system, I don't want to be a part of this system anymore. Well, that's how you not be a part of it. Get a couple of guys together, you say, guys and gals and families, saying you want to have your own private community where you make the rules. That's how you do it. If you're rude to me, Mackenzie, I will be rude to you back. You better get used to it. You're on my channel. You play by my rules. I don't hate facts. A lot of you hate facts. But like I said, that's what they fear the most. They don't fear you going out and protesting. No, no, no. What they really fear, what they've shown themselves that they fear, is you basically disengaging from the system. Is you saying, I don't want to be a part of this no more, and I want to have my own private community where I can set the standards. You know what I mean? In my own private sphere. That's what they fear the most. Where you're growing your own food when you don't need them. Where you grow your own food, you raise your own cattle or your own goats, your own poultry. That's what they fear the most. I've watched a few UFC fights. I like UFC. Yeah, KFC tastes like cardboard and regret. Sorry. No, I would say more like Return to the Land. Jody. A shout out to Moose Bay, UK. How you doing? Sorry you got the flu. All right. Well, it does appear I've been here for long enough. Depends on what day it is, Carrie. What season it is. Sometimes you want to fish. Sometimes you want to do some deer hunting. And what facts are you talking about, Shay? I presented facts. Yeah, I'm very well aware of that. Bayuk. Okay, Bayuk. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, you're a Canuck. Sometimes you don't know that whole Canuck kind of terminology. All right, well. All right, well, I don't usually do a lot of streams here. So if you ever want to see a future stream where it's uncensored, and I'll do another one soon enough, it's going to be on Instagram. Because of what, because of what Google has been doing to people like me. So, if you really want to follow me on Instagram. God bless you. All glory goes to God. And have a nice evening.